Hello, and thank you all for joining us again here today on Hastings County for another TTRPG Talk short. This video series takes a look at tabletop role-playing games and related materials in short form. Today, we're going to be taking a look at one of several games from the High Voltage Tabletop Bundle. So let's go ahead and hop into that now. The game from the bundle that we'll be featuring today is Eousi, Reborn of the Sun. This is a sort of space science fiction fantasy sort of TTRPG created by Michael Daly, utilizing the 3D, 6D SRD, otherwise known as Diversified. This is an SRD that we've actually featured on the channel before, so I'll be including a link to that in the description down below, and also up there somewhere will be the video where we featured this particular SRD. I won't go, therefore, too deep into the actual mechanics themselves, but Eousi definitely gives vibes of a game where you are going to be playing a specialized warrior of the sun. You've been blessed by the sun. You are essentially now an immortal servant that tries to hold the balance as a drinker of the blood of Eous, who seems to be like essentially like a sun god, a sun deity of some sort. This allows you to therefore kind of push back against a number of forces that attempt to try to control the galaxy and mold it into their own image, including, as it mentions here, the Holy Space Empire. So there's definitely some sort of Jedi Star Wars vibes here, but definitely solar themed in a lot of like the powers and stuff that are included. This also kind of comes through a lot in the art and the layout. The layout is it's very fresh, very fresh. One thing I did want to go ahead and point out is that if we're taking a look, it has a very simple creation system for the acolyte that then becomes the Eousi that you play. So it actually has you go through a basic process of creating, and then you have a rebirth that kind of decides like how much health and power you might have. But there is admittedly the distinct possibility that your acolyte will unfortunately not survive. Basically, this is to try to make sure that the Eousi that you do create are all pretty powerful, and the powers that they have definitely include that. One thing that's also nice about this game is that it does feature an enhancement tree that you'll see here for the powers. So basically you'll pick like a couple of powers to start off, but then we sort of upgrade down here where we have the sunburn, which is clearly combat related stuff. And then we have solar healing over here. The game gives you some basic stuff when it comes to kind of setting up a campaign, which you can see here. And then, of course, there is a pretty sizable, essentially a monster or opposition sort of manual that you'll see here, where we're talking about different Imperials, different sort of monsters that you might encounter, including some interesting art. Finally, the last thing is that Eousi actually encourages that you utilize another game called Hot Shots to actually do space combat should you ever engage in that. So definitely something worth checking out, including adding some other elements. For those of you who don't know, Hot Shots is basically a low it's essentially it's sort of a really fast and loose starfighter combat game that was also created by Michael Daly. So it's really nice to see creators kind of taking different things that can operate separately, but also creating ways that they can operate together to kind of augment and support the play in both different systems. So definitely, I would definitely recommend this as definitely something to try out. So why don't you give it a shot? Thank you for joining us on that little feature of that game that is part of the High Voltage Tabletop Bundle. This bundle was organized by Nathan Blades and will, for featuring 20 different games. This bundle for $20. This bundle will continue to run for the rest of the month of January and definitely features a number of awesome games, a number of which you will see here and several others that will be featured in videos. So be sure to keep an eye on our channel for the next TTRPG short on one of these. Don't forget to rate your purchases and have a good zone.
If you would like to show your support for this channel or for the Hastings County blog, in the description down below, you will find links to the channel coffee, and also the itch store. Please feel free to take a look, and thank you for your support.